Hello and welcome to this video. On this video, we're going to be changing out the battery on our 2002 Lexus GS300. The battery that's in there now is a Lexus battery. It's only about a year and a half old. It's already showing signs of leakage, and we don't like that. So we went ahead and bought an EXIDE FP AGM24. Now this is an absorbent glass mat type battery, but requires no maintenance. We live in the Phoenix area where it's extremely hot, and so we want to use this type of battery because it's more maintenance free. So in just a second, I'm going to show you how to install it. But before we get to that, you should always wear a pair of safety glasses, especially when working around a battery. Make sure the car's cooled down enough to work in the engine compartment. You're going to need 10mm wrench, maybe a few other things. And some rubber gloves is what we like to wear while we're working on batteries. So we're going to get started here in just a second. When you're disconnecting a battery, you always want to disconnect the negative first. So that's going to be this terminal over here. So I'm going to take that loose, use my 10mm wrench to loosen up the nut. And when you put the battery, a new one in, you always want to connect the negative last. So first off, last on. So I'm going to take this loose here, and then what I'm going to do is go get some tape and tape up this terminal after I take this battery off. I have witnessed somebody shorting across a battery. It was not a good scene. They almost lost their vision. And so I'll get that taped up, and then we'll take the positive terminal off. We'll pull the battery hold down off, and we'll pop that battery out. Negative terminal is now taped up. I'm going to go ahead and take loose the positive terminal and move it out of the way and tape it up as well. And then I'm ready to pull this hold down. It has two 10mm nuts on the front and back. And then we'll take it off, take the battery out, and bring the new one over here. Old battery out, new battery in. I got to put down the hold down before I take these plastic covers off. So I'll get that done. I'm just going to snug it down. It doesn't get very tight, otherwise you'll crack the battery casing. So put the hold down on, snug it down, and then we'll put on the positive terminal first and move to the negative, and I'll show you that here momentarily. Battery is now installed with the hold down snug. Battery doesn't want to move or anything, it's just that snug only. Now I'm ready to install the red terminal first. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this little cap off, put the battery clamp on here for the red terminal, and then I'm going to just barely snug this up. It doesn't have to be very tight. So I'll get that done. Then I'm going to move to the negative terminal. Okay, the last step is to connect the negative terminal. I've capped the red terminal, so I shouldn't be able to have any problems with shorting. So I'm going to pop this off and install my negative terminal. And you'll have to look in your owner's manual to see what things need to be reset, like possibly the sunroof and stuff, because this will reset the ECU once you've pulled the battery for 15 or 20 minutes. So that's kind of normal and everything. There may be some procedures in your particular manual telling you of some items you may have to reset or some things you have to do to get them to reset properly. So with this snugged up, I'll put the black terminal back on the cover, and then that's all there is to this video. Thanks for watching.